Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Ailey if you're new. Today's video is going to be just a really short tutorial, well I say short, I'm going to try and make it short, tutorial on a smoky eye. Basically what I'm going to do is a rounded shape. I don't know if I've ever done a really rounded look, or if I have done one, I haven't done it in ages, so I kind of fancy doing it anyway. And yeah, that's what we're going to do. I'm going to play with the Naked Reloaded palette again. It's not going to be mostly focusing on the look itself, it's going to be more focusing on the techniques to do a rounded eye rather than a winged out eye. I do winged out eyes all the time because my eyes are quite small and it does tend to make them look bigger, but we're going to do rounded eye today. So yeah, if you want to see that, then it's coming right up. I'm going to start off like I do every tutorial. I'm going to prime my eyes with my MAC Paint Pot and Paint Early. If you've got hooded eyes at all, I would really recommend a primer, because you need to do sort of everything you can to combat creasing and stuff like that. I think I'm going to grab the shade Retro, which is this sort of, where is it, corally colour here. I think I'm going to start off with that today. I don't even know what this looks like. So I'm going to start, the difference here is, if you've watched any of my tutorials in the past, I'll always sort of start away out here. This time I'm going to start in here. And I'm going to do what I normally would do. I'm going to pull this shade up. And what you want to do is sort of try and create that semicircle. So, and you want obviously your middle to be your highest point. Now, because of my eye shape, it kind of looks like it's flicked out here already. It's not, it just looks like it. It's weird, but we're going to tidy that up at the end anyway. What you want to do is, if it's coming out here, you want to sort of hook it back in. I'm going to deepen this shade up now with the shade Bucked over here. And then I'm going to take a much smaller brush and go into Endgame, which is like the deepest shade in the palette, and we're just going to really slowly add that in. So, this is a GH40 brush, and I really like this one for like fine sort of detailed work. So you want to make sure and sort of take your transition shade round the bottom here as well. And then once we do like the lower lash line, it'll help with the sort of rounded effect. But for my little pop in the middle of my eyelid, I'm going to go with Reputation, which is like a really sort of coppery reddish shade. I don't want this to be too intense. Like I said, this look, or this tutorial, isn't about the look itself. It's more about the shape of the look. So I'm going to grab Retro on this little brush, and I'm going to just take it underneath my eye. I actually think I might get a slightly bigger brush. And you want to take it quite low. Not really intense, but you want to sort of continue that rounded appearance. If you have like an eye shape that is more round, your eye looks will come out more round anyway. This is a really good way to sort of hide under eye bags as well. I've been finding lately is taking your eyeshadow that bit lower. I'm going to take this flat brush, which is the GH43, and I'm going to go in Endgame, and I'm going to press this in at my lower lashes. Tap into Endgame just the slightest. Really like this shade in this palette. This is the first shade in the palette, and it's called Bribe. and you can use this as well to sort of carve round your shape and make it a little bit more rounded. It's not like using concealer where it's going to leave a really harsh line or anything like that. It'll still look really blended, but it sort of works as like a mini eraser. So like I say, because I have really quite hooded eyes, I don't want to completely round out my eyes, because if I do, it's going to accentuate the hood and it's not going to make my eyes look more lifted, if you know what I mean. Having just a little bit out here helps a lot, because if I was to take my shadow into here, you wouldn't see it, or there wouldn't be enough room to sort of blend and stuff like that. So that is why there's a little bit of kick out, but it's not pulled out completely. So this would be a more rounded eye look for my eye shape anyway. If your eyes are a little bit bigger than mine or aren't quite as hooded as mine, you can take your shadow, just everything that is out here, just sort of pull it in a little bit and it'll help with the roundness. There's only so far I can go up before I hit my brow bone. Now, I always hear everybody saying, or a lot of people saying, oh, don't go too far close to your brow, don't do this, don't do that. It's like, well, if you have different shaped eyes, then you may have to do that. You know, it all depends on your eye shape, how much lid space you've got. But if you think of a circle, the less room you've got from the middle to the top of the circle, the less room you're going to have from the middle to the side of the circle. So my eye look would become very, very small in my eye, if you know what I mean. So just pulling it out and making it sort of more of a slightly oval rather than a proper cat eye, if you know what I mean. So it's kind of like just finding your middle ground. Basically, you can do any type of eye look on any type of eye shape, but you have to work with what you've got. I use lashes quite a lot instead of winged eyeliner, because I can't wear winged eyeliner and stuff like that. So I mean, there's lots of different techniques, but I'm going to finish up and then I'll be right back. Okay, so that is everything done. Please ignore my eyelashes. They are just being jerked today. I don't know what's going on. I really need a new set, or a few new sets, just because I think that maybe they're just getting to the point where they're like, nah, we don't want to do this anymore. But that is the eye look complete. So as you can see, it's not quite as winged out. The eyelashes sort of make it look winged out anyway, but it's just a little bit more rounded, and it's not too extreme. It is a little bit different for me, because usually I've got it sort of like peeking up out here and it's not doing that. Lashes sort of change any look. I feel really, really close right now. Hold on. That's a bit better. So yeah, I actually really like how this looks. I might try and do it a little bit more often, just to kind of change it up a little bit, because yeah, I mean, you could do the same colours and everything and do just a different sort of shape and it would look completely different. So I really hope this was helpful. If you have different shaped eyes than me, I hope that these tips were still sort of helpful to you anyway. Like I say, you can always tidy it up at the end and make it look a little bit more rounded, but just as long as you just take everything and pull it in a little bit, and make sure you're doing that sort of, even if you take the brush and sort of go doop doop and then blend it out from there, it gives you an idea of what shape that you're going for. The other thing that I would say is, if you want to do a rounded eye look, don't use eyeliner, because as soon as you put the winged eyeliner on, it completely changes the appearance of the look. It will make it look more cat-eye and it'll take away the roundedness. But yeah, I hope this video was helpful or interesting, at least for you. And if you enjoyed it, obviously I would love if you'd give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I post videos every Monday, Wednesday and Friday, so hopefully I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!